Okay, so let's continue styling our interface. Okay, so the next step is, if you look closely, they're using a really nice font here for their text. And I tried to find this font, but I didn't manage to find exactly the one, but I found one that is really close to it. So let's update our font of our design to the one they're using here. So let's go back to the designer, and we have this button here, and this is to manage fonts, and this will get this pop-up here that will allow you to import any font you can find on Google Fonts. So let's click on the link here and search for the font Public Sans. And if we click on it here, we can select the URL of it. You can see it here. We can just copy it and go back to our designer, paste the URL here, and make sure to not have anything behind the font name, and just click Add Font. And as you can see, it will be added here. So now it's available inside the designer. So whenever we go ahead and select a container now, we can go to the font drop down, and at the top of the list you will see the added fonts, and this is one we added here. And as we can see, this value changes a bit, but it's still noticeable, I think. And basically we would need to update every container now, but we can use a little trick. We can just select the outmost container here, the very root container, and if we change the font on this container, it will kind of change all its children also. So if I change the font here, as you can see, every other container inherits this font. Okay, so even if you click on it, you can see that it got the new font set up. And this works basically with all the settings inside this font or text section. You can always select the parent container, and all the changes of it will be transferred to the children containers. All right. So the next step would be to make this layout look more like our target layout here. And as you can see, this layout is perfectly structured, like 1/3 is here, 1/3 is in the middle, and another third is here. And this is not how our design currently looks like. As you can see, the left container takes much more space than the right one here and the middle one. So everything is a bit disjointed here. So let's go and tell the designer that we don't want this. So let's select our container, which is the left one. So we basically select the container that contains everything on the left inside the middle here. As you can see, this is highlighted here. And we will scroll down here to borders, margins, and size. And we will gonna override the width. So if you use 0, you tell the designer to figure it out on its own. But as you can see, the designer doesn't always make the right choices. So let's go ahead and say it should be 1/3 of the screen. Oops. There we go. And don't worry if you don't see the changes here inside the designer. You will always make sure and go to the preview. And when we go here, we can see that it's got a bit better, I would say, but still not perfect. As you can see here, this number is now outside of the screen. So we need to adjust the sizes here again. So let's go and decrease the sizing of this one here. So it's maybe still too big. Let's go and make it only size of 1 and check out the preview again. Alright, this looks much better. So I think the value of 2 is a bit too big for this stuff. So we're gonna change those also back to 1. This is a normal process. You try things out, and if you notice it is not working out well, you just go back and revert. All right. So now we have still a bit weird separation. So let's go to the other container on the right and tell this one that we also want that he also should be 33% in width. So let's check out the preview. And now you can see this looks much better. We have now the tournament clock in the middle, and the other two containers share the same space, both around a third of the screen. But of course we need to make these numbers smaller too. So let's go ahead and update those to 1. So they are matching the values on the left side. Okay, let's check it out again. Yeah, this already looks much better. But one thing you notice maybe is that this is here a bit too too narrow, or this is too close to the edge. As you can see here, there's some space, so it looks much better. So let's go and give our components some space too. We're gonna select the left container, and we're gonna go and give it some outer spacing of maybe 1. Let's check it out, how it looks like. Oh yeah, this already looks pretty good. So let's do the same for our right container. And we of course want the spacing only on the right side, not in the other directions. So we need to update this one here too. So this one only needs the separation on the left. So we're going to remove the other directions. And now it looks already much cleaner, if you ask me. Okay, we have the values here. The price pool information is there. Here is something you notice, those numbers are way too close to each other. You basically can't make up where the total chips end and the average stack begins. So let's go and tell this container here that it always needs some space. So we're gonna add on the right side some outer spacing of 1. And as you can see, it now gives itself some room. And now we can make out the actual values here, which looks quite nice already.